have the choice to park forward anywhere you like, avoid parking on the near side of the car. Pick the bay on the far side with multiple empty bays available. It's okay to partially cut the line because there's no car there. You will definitely not lose points for crossing the line. If you choose to take the bay on the near side, you will have to hook out, providing that no one's overtaking you or coming from the opposite direction. The problem is that most inexperienced drivers mismanage their timing. This is the actual driving lesson footage. He got out a bit wider this time, but still very much the same result because he mismanaged his turning angle. Don't be tempted to take the first available spot at any cost because you can potentially lose critical points as the assessor will judge your choice as well. In this scenario, we started turning slightly earlier. It's okay to cut into the highlighted bay. As you can see, we're pretty close to that car at the moment, but over time you develop an accurate sense of distance from objects, even if you can't see them from the inside of your vehicle. Even if there was a small car parked in that space, we would have had a reasonable and safe distance from it. Practice as much as possible, never over-accelerate in a situation like this if you have a limited options for parking forward. For most people, reverse parking in this particular situation would be the preferred solution. The left-hand side forward parking is always more difficult because of the restricted approach angle. You will not lose points as long as you don't travel too far to park after receiving the instruction. At this point, as you see, we are turning right a little to bring our front end closer to the right side to align centrally. Why struggle when you have so many empty bays? Go for the easier option where possible. Choose the right hand side if you have available bays because the approach angle is considerably wider. This option is much easier to execute with minimal adjustments even if we are parking on the near side. This is even easier. If you opt to park on the left, if there's more than one empty bay on the far side of the parked car, it doesn't matter if you cut into the highlighted bay because there's no one there. Once again, you're not going to lose points for cutting the line. Even in a quiet car park, learners make a poor choice sometimes and lose significant points in the driving test. Avoid parking just before the curb on the left if you have plenty of options. If you have to do it, you have to adjust your speed and path on approach, otherwise correct it before you hit the curb. Reverse back a bit, watch any traffic and give way if necessary. 99% of the time in Western Australia, the assessor will not give a specific direction. They generally ask candidates to park wherever suitable. Right-hand side forward parking is always easier where the left side traffic rules apply, such as Australia and the UK. It's very simple to make judgment where it's easier, so you don't have to be very experienced. Imagine that you're riding a bike. You can choose to park in any of the available bays in the middle here, but we're parking next to the car to demonstrate the difference between left and right. As shown in a few examples here in this video, this is the most challenging option when it comes to forward parking. You will have to synchronize turning and your movement to execute it correctly. You shouldn't assume that this section of a driving assessment is the easiest because a significant number of candidates fail, and some of them even in the last minutes of the assessment. At the end of your driving test, pick the most accessible spot as soon as the assessor asks you to park. Your choice in the last moments of your test can determine if you pass or fail. Steve at Driving School WA, thanks for watching. Feel free to ask any questions in the comments below. Bye for now.